Let's get you as enlightened and fulfilled as we possibly can using October's energy to raise your vibration and allow you to align with all of your desires, including your divine purpose. We have big energy all month long. We're going to continue to climb in that energy as we move towards 2025. 2025 is going to be a shit show of transition, but if you know what to do with it, you're going to soar and you're going to just fly through it with absolute ease and really arrive in divine purpose. So let's get prepared for October. The beginning of October was all about transition. It's our body shifting, the light within our body shifting and expanding. And due to this, we did go through a lot of ascension symptoms. We also got hammered with a solar flare the first weekend or in second weekend in October. So there's some heaviness going on. There's some being disoriented. The common symptoms that I'm seeing are back pain, headaches, nasal congestion. I was really unwell. But the cool part about this, really, truly, you're going to be forced to rest. And in that rest is where you're going to see a lot of downloads moving through you, a lot of deep universal wisdom moving through you in regards to your purpose in the Great Reset that's coming for 2025, as well as your divine purpose. So it's really important to take the time to become self aware and have that reflection. I strongly suggest going to your journal and just writing out what are you feeling, what's being reflected to you, and start to heal things that are sort of holding you back. So as we move through the beginning of the month, we're going to feel a little bit of indecisiveness of I'm not sure what direction to go. I feel this anticipation, something's coming. I don't know what it is. I feel a sense of purpose, but like, how do I get there? And that's my jam. That's what I absolutely want to support you with. As we move through towards the 7th of October, we get a little bit of an overflow of emotion. So tempers can be a little bit high with those that are in the 3D world. Tempers are a little high with our children. Our pets are super pouty and mopey. And we're feeling the sense of like, sadness or frustration or stagnation. And this is just for the beginning of the month. And we're going to start to climb up as we move through that. So, what I really want to dive into is from the 7th all the way through to the end of the month. So, that's how we sort of start the month. As we begin to navigate the week of the 7th, we're going to be feeling an unveiling. We're going to have the day is literally going to be, I don't really care to do this. I really want to do this. So, we're going to be moving from resistance into inspired action. Your inspired action is one of the 12 universal principles. So, the principle of inspired action means you are your own destiny. You are your own map. You are the GPS. You have an internal compass. And this compass is going to be ringing through the mind all week long of try this. Here's inspired action. Now, the trick with it, in order for you to really use this to become enlightened and fulfilled, is you got to catch it when it moves through you. So it'll move through you so fast. If you don't write it down, it's going to be lost. The same way when you wake up from a dream and you're like, oh, I'm never going to forget this. And then an hour later, it's like fog. And you're like, I don't know. That's what we're going to be experiencing with our inspired action. So you really want to write down what's moving through you, the smallest things. If it's a tagline, if you're hearing a repetitive song all the time, write it down because you're going to get clarity as you move towards the end of the month. We are going to be feeling a little bit of exhaustion in and around like the 11th, 12th, 13th. We're going to be a little like, oh, I need to restore. I need to recoup if you haven't already experienced that. So it is important to rest. Use your positive statements, positive and present statements like, I am rejuvenating. I am restoring. I am absolutely enjoying this rest. We just want to be mindful that we're not going into shame or guilt over death scrolling on TikTok or, taking extra naps. This is what's required for us to move into the big, big energy that's coming for the rest of 2024. All right. So let's jump into the week of the 14th. I'm going to tap into some cards here because I am a psychic. So I'm just going to use them. It's not about what the card says, it's about what it shows me visually. So let's begin the week. I'm going to show you sort of what's going on. I'm going to cover up the words because they actually don't matter. So as we move into the 14th, 15th, what this is showing me right here is we're having a little shakeup in our belief structure. So I'm seeing root chakra. I'm seeing inner child pain. I'm seeing past trauma, more specifically in regards to abandonment, as well as um, like trusting the outcome or trusting loyalty or trusting financial flow. So whatever you're afraid of, it's going to sort of surface for us the beginning of the week. It's all about going in and restructuring that. So understanding within your inner child, which is your emotional body, it's the same thing. What wants to be healed, what wants to be loved. And we want to be really gentle with ourselves. We want to have calm passion conversations, empathy, compassion, all of those things of like we can go after our dreams. We can go after our desires. It's safe for us to do this. We don't have to rush it. We don't have to force it, but we can start to begin that path. This is going to help you move through the energy a little bit more with a little bit more ease for the rest of the week. As we move towards the middle of the week, we do have a full moon on Thursday, the 17th. So moving into that full moon, we're going to be a little dazed and confused. We're going to be a little lofty, heads in the cloud. We're going to be, feeling a lot of that energy coming through us. Right here, what I'm seeing is like the middle of the body being like expanding light, expanding heart. So, to use this in your favor, you're going to want to stay heart centered as much as possible. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to go love toxic stuff, or if you have toxic people in your life, you don't have to send them love. You just want to approach your day for you from a heart centered space. So, what brings me joy today? What brings me passion? What makes me smile? What can I indulge in a little bit? And we're just going to really own I'm doing this for me. This is for me. I love myself. I'm willing to love myself. I'm willing to explore more self love. Keep the vibes in your own favor as we navigate towards this full moon, because this big energy that's expanding in the heart center through the body is going to through the mind and the crown chakra as we get towards the end of the month. So, right now, it's about honoring it, expanding it, playing with it, enjoying it. The more you seek joy and pleasure within, a reasonable thing, the more you do that, the more you're going to feel that heart expansion, and you're going to have that beautiful, like spiritual expansion energy, wisdom, enlightenment, all those things moving down through your core. So we may have a little ascension symptoms with this. So you may have a little digestive upset. Just program your water for your highest vitality. Program it for ease. So it's just your intention. You're going to hold your cup. Just put the intention of for my highest vitality or ease or trusting the process. And then as you're sipping that water, just remind yourself that water is highly programmable. It's going to go through your body and it's going to help you move through this with a little bit more ease. All right. As we get past the hump of the full moon, it is about connectivity. And I cannot tell you how much I love this. So I'm getting married on the 19th, and my crew, my favorite people, my fellow star seeds, like my team, my mentors, they're all coming here for the wedding. And it's like perfect timing. It's all about connectivity. It's about your chosen family. It's about connection. It's about love. It's about receiving love, admiration, affection, nurturing, and giving it equally. So we really want to make sure that our give and take is equal on these days, that we're not overgiving, because we have big hearts and we do that. We really want to make sure that we're asking for our needs to be met in order to use this energy. Kind of look at it as an opportunity for you to get really good at asking for your needs. Like, this is a practice run because you're going to need to do that as we move into 2025. So it would make me feel so loved if I could have a forehead kiss, or like the little things, right? Acknowledge when you're receiving. Let yourself just be filled with love and equally give that. Really pay attention to that. Okay, as we get past that weekend and we move into the week of the 21st, the energy picks up a lot of momentum. So I've got 4 cards for this week. That's a lot of energy. So let's have a look together, shall we? So we're going to start with interesting. Oh, wow. It's big vibes. Okay, so I feel like we're going to go in one of two directions this week. We've got the beginning of the week are these 2 cards right here. So what I'm seeing with this one right here is we're either going to be required to replenish ourselves, especially if we didn't have that balance of giving and receiving equal the previous week. So we may have depleted ourselves a little bit. So what fills your buckets? What fills your physical bucket, your emotional bucket, your spiritual bucket, your mental bucket? Really focus on how can I take care of all 4 of these bodies as we move into this week if you feel a little depleted. If you're feeling depleted and you don't do that, you are going to be drained by the end of the month moving into November. So get it figured out and make sure you're taking care of yourself. This is a warning. Now, the other side of this coin is you're going to feel an overflow. You're going to feel that bubbling up through you. So that looks like more universal wisdom. It looks like more inspired action. It looks like more clarity. It looks like really standing in your trust and feeling unshakable. As we move a little bit past this energy this week, we're going into our internal compass. So if you had that um depletion feeling, you're not going to hear the compass. You're going to move back into the how, the when, the why. How do I arrive? What is it? What is this ache I'm having? What's next for me? You're going to be confused. But if you are working on those four bodies, which is why these forecasts are so important to really understand, you are going to have so much clarity. You're going to be like, this is where I'm going. I am unstoppable. I am willing to continue to trust every step of this process. I am going for it. I'm arriving. You're going to feel so unshakable. It's so beautiful. Now, as we move through the week, these two cards come up. So, what these two cards look like are so this one is all about, are you holding on to things that aren't serving you? Are you holding on to limitations? Are you not being vulnerable in your real life? We're going to see a lot of our loved ones, especially if we are with partners who are avoidant or partners who are not great communicators. We're going to see our teenagers as well kind of shut down a little bit this week. So those that are unaware are going to shut down emotionally and not truly share their truth. They're not going to move into true vulnerability. Now, us on the other hand, who are doing the work, we are going to be able to stand there strong, knowing this is what I'm birthing. This is what I'm going to bring to the world. So it's an incredible opportunity. As we move to the end of the week, this card comes through. So those that are not being vulnerable with us, are going to be a little sad. So we just want to be careful that when we go into conversation with them, that we're not triggering them. It's not your role to fix someone. And when you're looking at your partner or your children and you're being like, here's unsolicited advice, like we all do it, here's the unsolicited advice. What you're actually doing is looking at their potential, and their potential is only what you would do if you were them. It's not what they would do, or they already would have fucking done it. So you're going to move into, how can I just be witness to them? How can I observe them? How can I support them? Empathy is an incredible tool. When they're sharing the little itty bits that they do, you're going to be like, wow, thank you for sharing that with me. Like, it must have been really hard to go through. You don't want to go into, oh, here's a solution, because that's just going to shut them down more. It's really sensitive vibes. For us that know what we're doing, we're going to feel a speaking of our truth. We're going to feel, then we're going to move into, so we're going to say everything. Like, we're just going to be unfiltered. We'll just do it in love, but we're going to just know where we're going. This is the solution to the outcome that I'm looking for. Then we're going to feel heart expansion really happen. So, this passion burning in your heart, you're going to want to level up in every possible way. So, I want you to manage your day so your day doesn't manage you every single day. Are you scheduling your meditations? Are you scheduling your workouts? Are you scheduling taking care of all four bodies? Your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. I want you to really dive into that. If you want more tips on that, my book, which you can see in the background, it's on Amazon. No, You Are the Power 3, 6, and 9. This book is a game changer. It's going to change your life. It's the first set of keys to the universe. I have the keys to the universe. Living my best bougie life, like true rags to riches story, fully fulfilled. I want that for you. So I put step by step, really digestible tips on how to do that. So this is a good week to dive into that book, because it's going to give you the first set of the keys on how to arrive at a solid foundation and not have that pulled away from you. Those are the vibes that we're feeling. This is the direction that we're moving into. It's really moving into becoming unshakable and becoming the full creator of your reality. So really pay attention. And then all of our partners, we're just going to be loving. We're going to be kind as they move through their own stuff. All right, let's go towards the end of the month here. So as we wrap up October, it's big. As we wrap up October, these cards are so cool. So the first thing we're going to feel is, we've got this heart fire that I was just talking about. You cannot make this shit up. So we've got heart set on fire, passion set on fire. You are the storm. You are the storm. You are the energy that's going to clear the path for everything to arrive to you. You do not have to go anywhere. You're going to sit in your power and you're going to summon it to you. So here's a tip on that. Imagine a gold ball of light above your head that's force. You're going to just ground. So just get your feet anchored on the ground, take a couple of deep, relaxing breaths, and then I summon my power from all time, space, reality. You're going to imagine all time, space, reality power, all of you filling up that gold ball. You're going to drop it down into your body, and then you're going to breathe it out into your electromagnetic field. That's going to allow you to become a force of magnetic attraction when you stay in high vibration thought. Okay. So you are the storm. As we finish October, you know you're the storm. You are unshakable. We are going to see a lot of shakeup with Gaia this week as well. So I do feel like there's going to be um, what they're showing me is like, unfortunately, and it is the season of more hurricane activity, but I also feel like something in the Middle East is about to shake up. They're really showing me a big shakeup there. So it could look like an earthquake towards the end of the month. We need to trust these things. We need to trust that Gaia knows what she's doing and that there is a divine plan to all that is. And then we're just going to pour compassion towards the situations. The end of the month is all about whose story are you listening to? Okay. I really want you to think about this for a second. Are you carrying the stories of your ancestors? That money's hard. You have to work hard. You don't. You just have to learn to become a magnet to pull in what you desire. And it's not that hard. We overcomplicate everything. But I want you to ask yourself as we're moving out of October into November, whose story is playing in my head? Is it the story of my ancestors? Because they didn't figure it out. Otherwise, you would have been gifted that at birth. So you're going to let go of your ancestors' story and you're going to really look at what do I desire my actual perception of life to be? And then you're going to start to dive into how do I heal those things that are holding me back? So self awareness as we move out of October into November is absolutely essential. Again, our loved ones, the ones that are a little bit mopey, you're going to hear it coming out of their mouths. You're going to hear them be like, oh, there's not enough time in a day, or money is the root of all evil, or these very strong limiting beliefs sort of purging from them. Let them, let them, do not fix it. Just acknowledge and go, oh, that's an interesting thought. Why do you think that's your belief? And that's all. You're not going to fix it. You're just going to be inquisitive, and that's going to help them start to see where they're holding themselves back. But you also want to pay attention to what you're putting out of your mouth so that you're not doing the same thing and you're instead moving into a stronger level of determination and focus. So let's just have a quick look at what November opens up into. And then I will check in with you guys next month. I do have a daily energy forecast on all the platforms, so you can find that. Okay, as we move into November, November is going to be about unshakable confidence. In order to have unshakable confidence, we do require confirmation. So I want you to pick what your sign's going to be, not the sign that your guides are going to give you, because it does not work like that. What I want you to do is pick something that you're going to align with. Mine's Volkswagen Beetles. So when I am in alignment with my highest possible path, my highest possible outcome, I see Volkswagen Beetles everywhere. I even so much so that my students send me pictures of them, like, I thought of you today when I saw this. So it's like they just bombard me when I'm in alignment. So you're creating your reality through your energy. I want you to pick a sign for November. When you see it, you're going to be like, that's right. I'm in alignment. And if you're not seeing it, then you're going to be like, okay, where am I holding myself back? The majority of my day, am I in self defeat or am I in confidence? November is going to be our opportunity to stand so solid in believing in ourselves, so solid in believing in our path, so solid in not feeling like we're crazy in this awakening journey, and so solid in speaking our truth. So I'm a star seed. Not star seed's kind of a cliche term, but it's the one that most people recognize. I'm multidimensional. We're all multidimensional. I am connected into multidimensional beings and I can communicate with them on a telepathic level. So I've been doing that my whole life. I teach how to do that. If you identify as that, you're going to be feeling a lot of that intensity all of October, all of November. It's just going to get stronger as we go through. So I've put together a really beautiful 5-week retreat, a virtual retreat where I'm going to help you activate your telepathy. I'm going to help you on a deeper level. I'm going to help you astral project, remote view, but I'm also going to teach you the truth behind what's happening right now. There's so much misinformation right now out there. We're seeing spiritual leaders move into God fearing. I understand why. We're seeing 3D become more 3D. They're getting really aggressive with each other. They're getting really frustrated. And then we're seeing the spiritual community start to move towards like something similar to what I teach, where you are the power. You are universal flow. It's not separate from you. So we're going to see a big division start to happen the end of this year and the beginning of 2025. But you want to make sure that you're in alignment with yourself. So it's really important to understand how to stand in your confidence. If you identify as a star seed, go to diamondno.com, check out the retreat details. If you've been to this through this video this long, you're one of us. We've got about 100 star seeds that are in that group already. It's an amazing community. You're going to meet your people, but we're going to talk about the truth about what's really going on. We're going to talk about the origin of humanity. We're going to talk about what's coming up with the pole shifts, what's coming up with the cube, that space that's up in space. We're going to be talking about all of it. It is a wild ride. It is not for the fluffy. So if you're super fluffy, it's just going to trigger you too much. Don't do it. Otherwise, I hope to see you there. And that's October. So we've got big things coming. Super excited to see what's going to happen in November. So I'll circle back and do a full month recording for you at the end of October. And away we go. So stay positive, continue to stay brave, bold, and raw, and use my favorite mantra. My favorite mantra is thank you, I love you. It's a megaphone of gratitude. So what I want you to do is go look in the mirror and find a million reasons to say thank you, I love you, and I'll see you next month.